Brad, I don't mean to be a negative Nelly, but I think that lies in the way of the camera a bit, mate. Do you want to move that?
Oh shit, hang on.
It's pretty amazing to think that humanity went from dicking around in a field with a plane made of wood to exploring space and walking on the moon within the span of a single human life. However, it's also nice to think that at one point in the 50s, people attached a grenade launcher to a rocket ship and fired grenades wildly into the atmosphere. Well, it'd bring me untold joy to inform you that scientists attached a grenade launcher to a rocket ship and fired a salvo of grenades into the atmosphere just fucking because the actual reason for this phenomenally metal occurrence is far more mundane. You see, in the earliest days of the space race, we didn't really have any idea what the upper stratosphere was like, which is kind of a big deal considering our eventual plan was to send a rocket ship with a dog in it into it. I'm going to do a drink for Laika, the fucking big dick pimp dog of the world, for being the first creature in fucking space. So yeah, Laika, fucking good dog.
Did they not send anything before that? I thought they sent like insects and shit.
They sent all sorts of shit in space, but Laika's like the first living creature that's known to be sent into space. And like, fucking, it's rough as balls. That dog got sent basically to die. And I feel super bad about that, because Laika was a good dog.
What actually happened? Like, did it suffocate? Did they program it to die after a certain amount of time, or?
They said that, like, the official story was that Laika would painlessly suffocate in the oxygen-less atmosphere. And she's now got a big, massive fucking statue. It's like, so yeah, I appreciate the statue of this, like, God King, big dick, pimp, beast dog, but damn, that's rough. I get it, it's like, it's
rough.
So I get, like, the data we got was invaluable, but I still feel super bad because Laika was so cute. The space race has largely been categorised as an international dick measuring contest between America and what was then the Soviet Union, which means it's quite an obscure fact that the British have been sending rockets into space since the late 50s.
Yeah, when I think space travel, I don't think the British.
You don't, do you? Even though, like, as I'm about to talk about, we did send some of the earliest rockets into the stratosphere and perform some of the earliest experiments to see what it was like up there, which enabled those future missions to go ahead, because obviously they can't really send a rocket into space if they don't know what it's like in space.
What happened to our space programs?
I'm pretty sure what happened to it was we just gave up. So bearing in mind, the UK is like this big on the map, and America's like this big, and Russia's like this big. So we can't measure up to.
I always wondered how the British Empire was a thing when Britain is small as fuck.
Apparently we had an industrial revolution first.
So these rockets the British sent up, were they manned at all?
No, they weren't manned, but they did have a lot of scientific instrumentation in them. And a grenade launcher.
At about this time in a remote area, the grenades are being loaded into the plastic nose cone.
So what was the point in putting grenade launchers on a rocket?
The point was science.
Yes, science!
Basically, they were attached to Skylark rockets, which were a popular rocket of British invention. Oh yes, that's very... Don't you feel proud of that one? Used mainly for suborbital experiments. And the idea was, when the rocket reached a certain height, it would just begin firing grenade after grenade into the clouds. And the thinking was that the readings of the explosions could be picked up by equipment on Earth, which would allow us to find out and discover what, like, the density and temperature of the air was at specific heights. It just so happens that they needed to do this by just launching grenades everywhere, which is, I'm going to admit, pretty metal.
I like to think that the reason for this wasn't what they said, it was hunting aliens.
They're all hiding in the clouds, and the aliens are like, oh, they'll never get us up here. As far as we can tell, they can only fly a couple 100 feet off the ground. Hey, what's that? And then just do-do-do-do-do-do-do. The idea that at one point in history, we attached a grenade launcher to a rocket ship, and that was seen as the pinnacle of scientific advancement. I'm imagining that you just fucking sellotaped on. It's like, oh, sir, and there's like this guy from the British government coming in, like, in a suit looking really stern. It's like, sir, we're here to show you the pinnacle of the British space technology. It's a rocket ship. It was just a grenade launcher hastily duct taped to the side. It's like, all right, what the fuck is this? And he goes, no, sir. It's not just a grenade launcher. It's a space grenade launcher. And he goes, you know what? That's badass. Let's send this thing up into orbit and see what's going on. I'm going to show those motherfucking aliens what's up. What I like to imagine is that he goes, is this for war? He goes, no, this is for experiments, but we have got a version in case, the Russians try and step to us. He takes him over, and it's a rocket ship. He's got a knife on the end.
The Navy one has just got like a fish flapping around on the side.
This one's for aquatic warfare. It's got a scuba mask on the front of it. It's just it's like a James Bond style thing. They're going through all the weapons he's got for the thing. He's like, here's a shoe, but it's not a shoe. It's a shoe with a knife in it. And he goes, it's not just a rocket, sir. It's a rocket, and he turns it around. It's a rocket with a rocket attached to it. And the rocket's got a rocket launcher. He goes for that double rocket action. Obviously, as time went on, the need for experiments as crude and awesome as this waned somewhat, but never forget, for a brief but glorious moment in the 1950s, being a rocket scientist meant that you got to send a grenade launcher attached to a rocket ship into space.
No, put the wine back.
I want wine. My children need a wine.
Baby needs his bottle.
That's my favourite one, man. We used to say that in every video, didn't we? It's like, Karl, stop drinking beer, baby needs his bottle, mate. Oh, we're still not making enough fucking money from these anyway. So I've still got to work my real job. Ugh. Bullshit, innit? In an ideal world, I'd be able to record these 2 days a week and I'd be able to get pissed off my ass in each one.
Because we got a surge last month because of a couple of busier videos, we managed to make just enough this month that it actually got transferred into my bank account. As opposed to the previous month, 2 back, where it made like $40 and we couldn't get anything.
It's so fucking depressing, man, to think how little we get paid for some of these. Like, we get paid £1 a video.
Have a look on the back. Does it say product of Romania?
This wine is... Oh, it's all in some language I don't understand. Blah, 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 croissant.
You better be careful, Karl, because with a guitar playing and that accent, I'm finding you ever more attractive as these videos go on.
Want me to drink some of this wine? I might return the favour.
Did you see that person who commented on that video about when you said if we kissed, Ammon's dad just won't touch, saying, I bet there's going to be fan fiction of this now.
Well, the thing is, though, I want there to be fan art and stuff like that, because I've always said, I don't want to be famous. I just want to be well known enough that people make sick fan art of me. I don't want, like, millions of pounds. I don't want, like, screw. I just want someone to just send me a cool drawing on Twitter saying, you look cool. And it's like, yeah, now I'm badass.
I'm quite looking forward to the fan art of me from the people that have no idea what I fucking look like.
They're either going to be, if you want, this buff Adonis or this creature.
Well, I guess they have seen what I look like then. Karl's laughing because he knows what I look like.
I like it when we try to take the pictures for our Patreon. We try to take a picture of us both, and I'm a foot fucking taller, so we can't even fit in the same camera.
Yeah, there's that one picture when you were back to back that I haven't uploaded. It's like how much of a height difference.
I mentioned it on Twitter. I put, there's a reason if you look, my head goes off the top of every fucking video. I'm so much taller than Brad that we can't get the camera right.